Well, we left for Indiana State. There were I guess I remember the first tryout for Wooden that year. You can imagine how many returning lettermen there were at that first tryout. As I recall, there were over 100 people tried out for the basketball team in Wooden's first year. And how in the world he ever got that cut down to 12 varsity players, I'll never know. One of the athletes, actually from East Chicago, Washington, was a young man by the name of Clarence Walker, and of course he played with me, was my teammate for 4 years, and of course he was the one that Wooden was able to get to play at the national NAIB championship at Kansas City, and he was the first black kid to ever play in that national tournament.
I appreciate you bringing that up. I'd like to know a little bit more about him, Mr. Walker, but also that experience, because to that point, African Americans, I believe, had not been permitted to play in the tournament, or at least the travel and accommodations were less than friendly. What was that like from your eyes and your perspective?
Oh, there were times when I guess I remember going to New York to play at Madison Square Garden. We drove in cars, and I think that once in particular, I remember stopping to eat at a restaurant, and they would not serve us with Clarence, and so we just packed up and left. We were not treated. I don't think I remember anything at home, but certainly there were a time or two when we had to either stay overnight or to go to restaurants, and certainly he was mistreated. I don't know if there's anything else I can think of. Naturally, we had a tremendous basketball team, both with Wooden and, of course, with John Longfellow the last 2 years. Wooden left Indiana State in the 1947-48 year, and so he went to UCLA, and Longfellow took over. But the players and the teams at Indiana State, of course, we participated in the national tournament for 4 years and won it in 1950. And I can't say enough about Lenny Rozeski and Dan Dimich in particular were outstanding players in that era. But can you imagine Clarence Walker, Dwayne Clee, Lenny Rozeski, Dan Dimich, John Wooden, John Longfellow? There are so many Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame people there that I just can't believe it. It was a wonderful experience.
I had a Afro-American boy on my team. He wasn't a starter. He was probably the 12th man on a 12-man team. He didn't get to play very much, but he was a member of our team, and he'd been dressed for every game, was with us in every game, and they did not permit black players to play in the national NAIA tournament at that particular time. So I refused the invitation because of that.
We stopped at this restaurant, and we were getting served, going to be served, and all of a sudden when Clarence came in with the rest of the ball club, the manager says, "We don't feed black people."
I said, "Well, we don't need here, none of us do." So we all got up and walked out with our food, left our food there on the table and everything, so he didn't do very well.
Now the next year, since that first year I was at Indiana State, my players, I had 11 freshmen and 1 sophomore on that team. And so I had them all back the next year, just as 11, and no one beat anybody else out. I still had the same 12 players the next year. And we were invited again. We had a better year. We'd had a good year the year before, but the next year we have a really better year. And we're invited again, and I refused, but through this youngster's parents and through the NAACP, they felt it would be a good thing. It might open the doors in a sense.
Invited again, I refused because of the same reasons, and they relented and said that he could come, but he couldn't stay in the hotel with us, and he couldn't have his meals with us. He could if we'd go to a private room, it would be all right, but he couldn't stay in the hotel, and so I refused again.
Well, Clarence, at times, we didn't know where he was because nobody told us. Coach Wood took care of the situation where he had to take him to different areas to sleep, or he would sleep downstairs in the basement of the hotel, which was not right. We decided that he should be with us, and if he wasn't going to be with us, then we weren't going to play the ball game. So that's how we felt, that he is one of us, whether black or white.
And I was persuaded to do that, to take him. He couldn't stay in the hotel, in the Muehlebach Hotel, with us. He could eat in the Muehlebach Hotel if we ate in a private room. He couldn't eat in the dining room, in a private room. So we had our meals in a private room. He stayed with a minister and his wife, a black minister and his wife in Kansas City, and was with us in the game, and we had no problems. He was accepted. There was no problems at all we had, but he was the only one. It was the first one. But I know in driving from Terre Haute to St. Louis, we stopped some places in Illinois, maybe to eat. They won't let him in. So I would leave, and you take us all or you don't take any. And then we go someplace else and get some things and take out. But it's good that times have changed. And I'm proud of the fact that I think in some ways maybe I helped bring about some change.
In March 1948, Clarence Walker became the first black player to play in a collegiate basketball national championship when he played in the NAIB National Championship at Municipal Auditorium in Kansas City, playing for Coach John Wooden's Indiana State Sycamores. During that tournament, Indiana State advanced to the national championship game, falling to Louisville. During Clarence's senior season, the Sycamores won the 1950 NAIB National Championship. As the only black player on his college team and one of the rare black players in college basketball at a non-historically black college in the 1940s, Walker endured tremendous hardship and racial prejudice during his career at Indiana State. Walker broke the color barrier in college basketball national championships, helping to further desegregate college basketball across America. Clarence Walker, Indiana State, and inductee into the 2018 class of the Small College Basketball Hall of Fame.